What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time, we're going to be taking a look at House on Haunted Hill, the original 1959 movie starring Vincent Price, directed by William Castle. The plot for this movie is bare bones simple. Vincent Price plays this rich guy called Frederick Lauren, who is throwing a ghost party on the House on Haunted Hill, and he invites five unassuming people to said house, and all they have to do is survive until daylight, and they get 10 grand apiece. So the plot to this movie is bone simple. But that's not what this movie is about. This movie is about these people in this house that has a history all unto itself. So that's the bare bones plot of this movie. So my overall thoughts, I thoroughly enjoyed House on Haunted Hill. I love this original movie. It has everything you want in an old school movie. This movie is campy, it's cheesy, and it knows that it's campy, it knows that it's cheesy, and it relishes in that fact. That's why I like this movie so much. This movie knows that it's having fun. It's almost self-aware in its own little way, which is actually pretty cool and adds on to the charm value of this movie. This movie's just me gushing over this thing. This movie has got production value for this movie is outstanding. William Castle creates a very spooky and creepy atmosphere within inside the House on Haunted Hill, and the overall look of the house itself has got its own creep factor to it. But like the atmosphere he creates has a very creepy and spooky atmosphere, which I can appreciate. But this movie also has a humor to itself, but the humor never undercuts the creepy, spooky atmosphere that Castle creates, which is something that I appreciate. You know, he maintains that spooky atmosphere all throughout the film, and you have a cast of very talented actors that help make this thing come to life, with of course Vincent Price playing Frederick Lauren being the anchor of this movie. And Vincent Price is Vincent Price. He is an excellent horror actor. He's an excellent actor in general. The grounded realism he brings to every single role he does is just an outstanding talent, and it's no different with this movie. And I like this little subplot that goes on with him and his wife, who pretty much they don't like one another. They're constantly at each other's throats, constantly making sly digs at one another with, you know, the remark of, oh, you had the choice, you would kill me with this sort of thing. So I like the dark humor rivalry between him and his wife. And I also like the conspiracy that ends up being unfolded at the end of the movie, where we find out that the wife, you know, she kind of fakes her death inside the house, and all along she's trying to kill her husband, and all the while she's in cahoots with this other character called Dr. Trent. But at the same time, they're trying to get into the head of this other character named Nora, who is immediately spooked very easily, and they put her on edge to the point where she thinks she fatally shoots Frederick Lauren, because they wanted to make the death look like an accident. They wanted to kill Lauren, but they didn't want to do it themselves. So they devised this whole plot, this whole greedy plot, this whole just over-the-top plot of trying to spook out this one woman and get her to kill, and get her to shoot Frederick Lauren, which she eventually does. But what's so good about Frederick Lauren is that he's been on to those two already, so he's like one step ahead of them, and he kind of outdoes them in the end, which is great to see Vincent Price get the win at the end after taking down his backstabbing wife and the murdering doctor. So that stuff is that whole subplot for this movie. I think that's highly entertaining, and I like the chemistry between Vincent Price and the actress who plays his wife. I like their chemistry with one another. The sly digs they take at one another is hilarious. But I also like the supporting characters too. I like the character of Nora, though she can be really, really annoying. The character of Pritchard is just hilarious. The actor who plays him is just completely just hamming it up and completely over the top. And but his character is that of a drunkard who knows the history of this house, and knows everything about the house. So I like his character too, just for the hammy value of it. And I also like, you know, the character of Lance, who develops a friendship / understated romance with Nora a little bit. And the doctor character is actually, you know, is a nice little, plays a good dick, if you will. And you got this other character who doesn't really do much, some old lady, like a reporter. She's just there. Just like I said, she doesn't really do much. She's like in the background. So yeah, from a production standpoint and an acting standpoint, I think this movie is great. This movie also does utilize its scares really, really well, especially with Nora and the things that she sees. And I like how, you know, she mistakes these two old caretakers as ghosts. You know, you have one caretaker who's an old woman who's deaf, and every time we see her, she's just like in shadow. And the last time we see her, she like just floats right on by Nora. It's campy and cheesy how it's done, but it's so much fun to see it. And then you got the old gag of a guy hiding behind the shadows and puts his hand over Nora and says, he's gonna kill you, he's gonna kill you. Again, it adds on to the whole campy, cheesy awesomeness of this movie, which is what I can appreciate for a movie like this that is self-aware and knows what it is. So yeah, those are my thoughts on House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. If you haven't, in case you can't tell, I love this movie. I think it's great. This movie is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it immensely. I like that it has a self-referential humor to it in a way. The character of Nora can be really, really annoying, so I got dug a point with that. Because at the end of the day, she's aside from Vincent Price, she's a main focus of the movie. But the fact that she gets hysterical way too often, she's not really a strong character. She's an hysterical character. She's very jumpy, and the performance, in a lot of ways, can get a little irritating after a while. But other than that, this movie is great. Highly, highly recommended. So yeah, those are my thoughts on House on Haunted Hill from 1958. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I would like to know. Like this video and subscribe, and I will check you back next time for more.